What's going on, Freedom Fam? We're back again with another video. If you're looking to put some extra cash in your pocket, you are in the right place. Today we are talking about 4 side hustles that you can start today. I know that passive income is the sexy term nowadays, but for the most part, these things are going to be things that you have to, put a little bit of work in. That should be okay, honestly. You should be willing to do some work. It's going to pay off if you put the work in. One of these will be semi-passive, I guess you could say, but even with that, it's going to take a little bit of startup to get into. And we'll go into how that works later on once we get to that one. So the first side hustle that I want to talk to you guys about is group coaching. So the way that I like to explain group coaching is if you have some type of skill, it could be anything, you can bring a group of people together and teach classes pretty much. And that is one way that you can add some extra money in your pocket. Now you could do one-on-one as well, but what I find is that when you create a community of people who can support each other in one place while you are the teacher, well, this will create a more, create accountability for your classes. So when you do group coaching, this is one way you can do it. There's definitely other ways you can do it as well, but group coaching is one of my favorite side hustles. Now, one thing that I like doing, this is not necessarily coaching, but what you're doing is you're providing services to the elderly. Most elderly people, or I should say a good amount of elderly people, don't really know how to use technology as well as the younger people do. So how can you create a business opportunity out of this? If you are a young person watching this video, you can provide services to the elderly and help them to learn about different technologies they might have, right? Different devices. So if they have an iPad, for example, you can help them with their iPad, help them get started, show them different features that will be beneficial to them. Same with the phone. This could actually work with a computer as well, right? I think that's the most popular, computer classes. But I personally like teaching elderly the phones. I find that when you do one-on-one individual, that kind of works well. But you could also do group settings, as I said. You could also charge at a premium when you have a group setting, because having a group actually makes this a little bit more, it makes it more serious, right? So that's one thing to look at, group coaching as a side hustle. So number 2, guys, this is the one that I was saying is somewhat passive in a way. This is dividend investing. So what is dividend investing? With certain stocks, when you invest in the stock, the company will pay out some of its profit to the shareholders, right? So you get a small percentage of that profit. With those profits being shared with you, you are accumulating money over time, and in a way it is passive. I guess you can call it passive. So I know that this side hustle sounds passive, but the reason why I would say that it's not 100% passive is because you do have to do some due diligence, right? You have to do some research on these stocks that you're going to invest in. So when you're doing that research, you are putting in work, and you should take your time with this work before you just invest in a stock, right? You shouldn't just say, oh, this one has a dividend, so I'm going to invest in it, because you want to make sure that this is a profitable company. It's going to be profitable in the future. What a lot of people do, they do have dividend portfolios. They will get their nice list of companies that they like that have dividends, and they will invest in these and get dividend payouts, mostly quarterly. That is one thing to look into. If you have some money to invest, you might want to look into certain companies that do dividend payouts, and that is in a way a side hustle. Number 3. Now this one has a prerequisite for it. If you have a skill, you can do this. If you have a skill in an educational field, you definitely can do this, right? So if you are really good with math, you're really good with English, you're really good with science, you can look into tutoring. All right, and this is a very good side hustle. A specialty that I like for tutoring is the SAT, ACT exams. You can tutor students who are preparing for those exams. These are more at a premium than your regular math tutor, English tutor, and so on, because, well, this is a very important test. If your SAT is coming up as a student, you might want to look into a tutor. And who's that tutor going to be? Well, it's probably going to be one of my viewers here. That's how it works. You can set this up in different ways. There are websites out there that you can connect with. There's tutor.com, but there are other ways that you can sell your services. One way I would say you can do this is by putting your services on Craigslist. You can also do this different ways. Look for different ads. I don't know if your town still has newspapers. Probably nobody's reading that. So what you can do is go door to door in certain neighborhoods and let them know that you're offering these services that their kids could benefit from, right? These parents want their kids to do well, and you can offer your services. And this is a great side hustle because you can really command your price. Of course, you have to find that good price point, but you set your prices up. Depending on how much competition is in your area, you may be able to charge, who knows, $20 an hour, $30 an hour, $40 an hour, and you'll really be doing well by doing that. Now, we're talking about specifically educational tutoring, but you could also think about this in terms of group sessions. The group coaching kind of goes hand in hand with this. So if you don't have a skill that kind of adapts to the educational field, well, you can tutor in different areas like computer classes, which is something that we talked about earlier in a group coaching session. All right, so tutoring, another great side hustle. We're going to move on to the next one. All right, so this is the final side hustle that we're going to share with you. This side hustle is reselling, and I would say that this one has the greatest potential out of all the others. I know dividend investing is up there. You can make a ton of money from it for sure, but reselling, oh man, you can scale this so wide depending on what you are reselling. For those of you who don't know what reselling is, pretty simple. You buy something at a low price, you flip it at a higher price. So there's so many people that resell so many different things. You can resell bikes, you can resell cars, you can resell clothes, you can resell toys, you can resell video games. There's so many different things that you can resell. So what do you choose? You should choose what you know about. What are you passionate about? If you love video games, well, you might want to look into reselling video games. If you love sneakers, you're a sneakerhead, look into reselling sneakers. If you know about comic books, you might want to look into reselling comic books. Now, I'm going to give you a pro tip that is going to get you started. At least everybody can get started with this because we're talking about a free start. The way that you can get started in reselling for free. If you have no money at all, this is totally free. Go on Craigslist, go to the free section and look up what they have in your area. If they have something that is going to be valuable, a good flip, and that could be a $25 profit or a $20 profit. It doesn't matter. It's money you didn't have before. If you look into the free section on Craigslist and you find a free item, you search how much that item is going for on eBay or even on Craigslist, right? In the paid section, right? Or Amazon, wherever it is, this is how you can add money in your pocket. So if there's a bike that's for sale and you know how to fix a bike, buy that bike, fix it up, sell it back. And you might get buku profit from it. Who knows? Like the possibilities are endless. That is something to look into. That's a nice tip. The main thing you want to make sure that you do is to flip, another word for resell, things that you know about. And if you don't know about something, you're interested in it, okay, make that interest come to life, right? Become passionate about it. Don't just get into it and start reselling random stuff you don't know about. No, learn about the game. Sports cards is another thing that is huge. Not only sports, but just cards in general, really. Look at Pokemon cards, for example. This Pokemon card is going for so much money. Some people don't know what they have, and you don't have to tell them what they have. You can buy it off them for what they want and sell it at a higher price, the price that it's valued at. That's money in your pocket. Some people do this full time. It is a great side hustle, and in my opinion, it is the #1 side hustle by far. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for today. We gave you 4 side hustles that you can do starting today, whether that's doing your research to start off and figure out how to get to it, or if it's just going to the Craigslist free section and finding what is valuable there. You can get started with these 4 side hustles and start adding extra money to your pocket. If you like this video, make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. Join the Freedom Fam today, and we will see you in the next video.